So this is my fourth year coaching Carson. I met him first as a seventh grader, watched him play some basketball against my son's team, and went and talked to his mom, got him on my AAU team that spring and summer. Great year. Actually, on this team, he is one of two originals left from that first team. So we've been through a growing process together as a team, and it's just been a pretty good joy to coach a kid like Carson because he does what I want him to do. He works hard. He takes coaching. Honestly, I don't have to get on him real hard very much because he just does what he needs to do. I trust him to do the right thing. That's something that 4 years can bring to the table. He is a well decorated athlete. First team, all league in basketball, soccer. Truth is, if he did track and field, he'd do the same thing in high jump, and probably hurdles. The kid's just a well rounded athlete. He has natural ability that kids that work really hard would love to have. And that's not to say Carson doesn't work hard, but I've seen some kids work really hard and put in a lot of work and not come to a fraction of who Carson is as an athlete. This year was a little rough for Carson and the team. He went down with an injury early May, I want to say, where we lost him for May, and we lost him for a tournament in July. Thankfully, he was able to come back from July fully healed. He's got to rebuild some strength, but there's no long-term concerns there with him. But we missed him, and the rest of the team took some opportunity with him out and stepped up, and we had a great season as a team. But it certainly would have been nice to have him there for all those tournaments in May. When thinking about highlight clips, a lot of people, you want to grab clips from different games that really highlight a player. Our last game this year, we were playing up at the Prep Hoops 2K1 July live event. And we had a very competitive back and forth game. We ended up winning 75-73. At one point, we were down a good 8 points. And I remember in the moment watching Carson play. Assist for a 3, assist for a 2, assist for a 3, steal, bucket, 2 more drives to the basket, bucket, bucket. So in that stretch, in that little bit of a stretch, he made, a 14-point difference for that game. And that's everything Carson is, right? You watch him go to the basket, and these clips that's going to show after this, and it's pretty special. When you watch him find that open teammate and pass it over, he's just got an eye for that a lot of people don't have. He's a playmaker for our team. He's a tenacious defender, and he scores some points. I think 2 comments I have on Carson from over the years, and honestly, one's from last year, and then I have one from a person this year. When talking about Carson last year, they say he's just the player that makes others better. Right, when you watch him on a team, everybody gets better having him on the team because he just will set them up for success. And then from the person this year, would talk about Carson, said it's great to have a player of his caliber be willing to pass the ball freely. Sometimes when you get these kids that are just really good, it becomes a little bit about them and how many points they score. Carson doesn't worry about that. If Carson has 5 points, he could still have one of the best games on the team. He has 10 points, great game. In the last game, he scored 24 points, had like 6 assists. Right, so you think about the impact he made on that game on both parts of that play. And it's kind of great to just hear people kind of share the respect they have for him as a teammate and a player and a human, right? Yeah, you get to watch these kids and see how they interact. Even with his injury, he still led the team in assists and steals. And honestly, it wasn't close. He finds a way to help his teammates out in that on-ball defense where he reads passes incredibly well and uses some of his soccer skills with his fast feet, and he just takes the ball and goes. It's fun to watch him match up against the other team's best player, right? It's really fun in high school, right? There's been some really good players come through the SBAC that he's been able to match up with, which has been fun, right? There's some highlights of Evan Ipsaro, who's now at Indiana Elite, where he went up against him in high school and did well. Evan still, I think, had 10 assists that game, but, his point total was down, and, I think there was a mutual respect at that point between the two players. And then with Braden Sipple, who's now he's going to go up to Cedarville and play D3 or D2 this year. Um, 2,400 points or something. I mean, he's way up on the Ohio points list, and you can just watch when Carson plays people of that talent. He takes his defense up to another level and just goes at it. It's fun to watch, right? There's one game where he was lighting up Lancaster, and they had to put Sipple on him to really go at it and make a good matchup. And those are good moments to watch as a coach, and somebody just to watch him go forward. I have very little doubt Carson can compete at the next level. He just needs to have a chance. So I think if we find that right fit for the style of play that Carson brings, it's going to be fun to watch him in the next level. Reach out if you got any questions. It's a player that I would bank his talent on. I mean, I would bank my reputation on his talent. He's just a unselfish team first player.